Hi, this is Indranil and you are watching Business Bites in our channel The Spotlight, India's first online business news channel. In today's Business Bites, first news we have Tata Capital filed IPO papers to SEBI of up to 18,000 crore and could rank India's fourth largest IPO. Second news we have new age logistics firm Delivery to acquire Ecom Express for 1,407 crore. Third news we have Tata Group is looking to raise 1.3 billion US dollar for their two digital arms Big Basket and 1MG. Fourth news we have Apple's vendors exports almost double of iPhones in March majorly to the US before new tariff announcement. And fifth news we have digital payments company EaseBuzz raised 30 million US dollar while impact investor Asha Ventures raised 10 million US dollar of funds respectively. In first news, Tata Capital filed IPO papers to SEBI of up to 18,000 crore and could rank India's fourth largest IPO. Financial services firm Tata Capital has filed a draft red herring prospectus with the market regulator SEBI, that is Security and Exchange Board of India, for an initial public offering, that is IPO, of up to 18,000 crore, which is around over 2 billion US dollar, when the application was through the confidential route. The confidential filing route allows companies to keep their draft red herring prospectus private until their issue plans are finalized, and this mechanism helps to shield sensitive information like mergers or corporate actions and mitigates the risk of opportunistic litigation. In 2022, the Reserve Bank of India classified Tata Capital Financial Services as an upper layer systematically important non-banking financial company, where the classification mandates the adoption of enhanced regulatory frameworks and listing within 3 years. Tata Capital is currently merging Tata Motors Finance, which is a subsidiary of Tata Motors, with itself. Tata Sons presently holds 93% in Tata Capital, and under the merger term, Tata Capital will issue shares to Tata Motor Finance shareholders by giving Tata Motors an effective 4.7% stake in the merged entity. Tata Capital has reported a revenue of 18,178 crore, which is 34% jump year-on-year for the financial year 2023-24, with a net profit of 3,315 crore with a jump of 12% year-on-year, while the company is having a net worth of 23,417 crore as of 31st March 2025. In second news, new age logistics firm Delivery to acquire Ecom Express for 1,407 crore. Gurugram-based company Ecom Express, which was valued at more than 7,000 crore as of January 2024, was struggling in business and also cancelled their planned IPO, that is initial public offering, last year amid declining business, where this acquisition is among the biggest consolidation moves in the logistics sector, where nearly 80% cut in their valuation, which comes in the backdrop of a challenging time for e-commerce focused logistic players and Ecom Express's inability to diversify beyond servicing online retailers. This acquisition will help Delivery to enhance scale and to improve their competitive position, when Ecom Express and Delivery were among the first third-party logistic firms that aimed to leverage India's e-commerce growth in 2011-2012 as the likes of Flipkart, Snapdeal and Amazon started gaining consumer tractions. E-commerce firms slowly built their internal logistics systems by setting up separate entities like eCart Logistics by Flipkart and Amazon Transportation Services, and because of that, the third-party logistic firms started getting impacted, where e-commerce volume for third-party logistics players saw a resurgence after COVID-19 in 2021 and 2022 as Meesho started growing, which was not having their own logistic firm to deliver at that point of time. However, with Meesho launching Valmo, which is their in-house logistics software arm, in February 2024, which hit the volume of third-party logistic firms and majorly Ecom Express once again. In this kind of a business situation, the listed company Delivery gained an upper hand to manage this business orientation as they are already diversified into other segments including part truck load and supply chain services, which accounts for almost 35 to 40% of their revenue. In third news, Tata Group is looking to raise $1.3 billion for their two digital arms BigBasket and 1mg. Tata Group owns over 65% in Bangalore-based BigBasket, which was last valued at $3.2 billion, where Mirai Asset VC and the UK's CDC Group are among other investors, while Tata Digital owns around 63% of Tata 1mg with other investors, which includes Secure Capital. Out of the $1.3 billion fundraising, $1 billion has been planned for BigBasket, which was known for scheduled and slotted grocery deliveries and forced to pivot into the quick commerce after resisting the shift. And the remaining $300 million will be allotted for their online pharmacy 1mg, where both the units come under Tata Digital. Tata Sons has invested over $2 billion in the new super app Till Time, where their performance is not up to the expectations, as the group has been reportedly seeking accountability and made this clear that the business must show profit and the funding flow won't be open endlessly. When BigBasket contributes the biggest share of Tata Digital's revenue, which was doubled to 420.51 crore in the financial year 2024 compared to financial year 2023. Business like BigBasket are seen as mature enough to drive growth based on market realities, where newly entered Zepto and their other competitors like Blinkit and Instamart is moving aggressively into deeper market penetration, when BigBasket has to move swiftly in spaces ignored earlier, and that needs big funds. In fourth news, Apple's vendors' exports almost double of iPhones in March majorly to the US before new tariff announcement. Apple's vendors' exports iPhone worth almost 20,000 crore from India in March majorly to the US, which was around 11,000 crore a year ago, which is pointing towards Apple's effort to build stocks in the US ahead of the tariffs announced by the Donald Trump administration from 2nd of April. iPhone exports have increased substantially in financial year 2025 over the last fiscal, when the future growth will be determined by the bilateral trade agreement which is being negotiated with the US, as the electronics makers including smartphone companies like Apple are in wait and watch mode. Apple's vendors exported iPhones worth around 1.5 lakh crore in financial year 2025 compared to 85,000 crore in financial year 2024, and this number surpasses the 1.3 lakh crore of all smartphones that India shipped out in financial year 2024, when in the March quarter itself iPhones exported worth 48,000 crore, which was 28,500 crore in the year ago. The 26% reciprocal tariff imposed on India as well as those on other countries will be coming into effect on 9th of April, where electronics exports to the US, including iPhones, are expected to slow as a result in the coming months. Usually, the June quarter is a slow volume one for the company, which was experienced over a period of time, and that may offset some of the impact on Apple. And in fifth news, digital payments company Easebuzz raised $30 million, while impact investor Asha Ventures raised $10 million of funds respectively. Pune-based digital payments player Easebuzz has raised 240 crore, which is around $30 million in a funding round, where the infusion of 200 crore will be in primary capital and the remaining 40 crore will be in the secondary capital. In a secondary deal, shares are sold by old investors and the money does not get infused into the company, where this is the first major venture round for the Easebuzz, which last raised equity funding of 34 crore in 2021, when their existing investors 8i Ventures, Varanyam Capital, has participated in this round of funding. The company is planning to launch their IPO in the next 2 to 3 years, as they are profitable already, so they don't want to dilute much of their stakes. On the other side, Mumbai-based impact investor Asha Ventures has raised $10 million of fund from the UK government-backed British International Investment for their Fund 1, as the company is moving closer to hit their target corpus of $91 million, where they raised $46 million as their debut fund in December 2023 from limited partners like Small Industries Development Bank of India, Self-Reliant India, and family offices of Mr. Ajay Parekh from Pidilite Industries and Mr. Nimesh Kampani from the JM Financial Group. The company is partnering with ambitious entrepreneurs who leverage technology to build business for India's emerging middle class. So these were the top 5 business newses from Business Bytes in our channel, The Spotlight, India's first online business news channel. So thank you very much for watching Business Bytes and signing it off.